properties. I know a lot of you guys have had questions about that. So what I want to do is I want to hop onto my computer, do a little Zoom meeting, and I'm gonna show you an example of a property we got in San Antonio. That's just a lead, not one that we got actually out under contract, but I'm gonna actually show you how we comp that particular property out. Property we wanted like full retail, so we didn't go too far with it, but I want to teach you guys exactly how we comp the property out, so it's not a hard thing. And one thing I want to emphasize is that with comps, man, look, just run them. The more you run them, the better you are. And then obviously wherever you are doing your marketing at, you kind of look for cookie cutter homes. If it's not a cookie cutter home, it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be harder to find comps for it. So areas like Dallas, we're developing all the time, right? It's been developing for years and years and years, right? Texas, typically we knock down houses and we put together new ones, right? And we do that subdivisions, and they kind of are easier to comp out. Where in certain places, if you're in the podunk town or if you're in in the middle of nowhere, it's going to be hard to find actual comps for property. So that's one thing I want you to keep in mind. Keep practicing. The better location, typically the more idea that you actually have a comp there, because if the location is prime, typically houses around it that sold as well. And there's a lot of interactive things that's happening right now in the real estate market. Hey, so let's jump right into it. Hey, thank you for watching. My name is Jordan, Aubrey's Real Estate Investing Done Right YouTube channel. We talk about all things real estate. Obviously today we're going to be talking about comps, and I want to make sure you get anything you need out of this. So make sure you stick around to the end.
Okay, so right here we're in Propstream. That's what I actually use for comps. If you don't have a comping system, I recommend Propstream. It's very, very accurate, especially in the Texas area. I don't know where you are, but in Texas it's very, very accurate. I've used it for years, and that's the reason it's one of those things where, hey, it's good, it's working, we kind of just keep it. We don't learn everything else. So with that being said, this is a property that we got. As you can tell, this is the address right up here, 5207 Cabin Lake Drive in San Antonio, Texas. Right here is going to be the subdivision, and then block and all that type of stuff. Then you got Bexar County, 4-bedroom, 2+ bath, and then 1 garage, 2,400 square foot, 1988 build. So it's going to probably, I'm assuming it's probably going to be a little bit easy. I just pulled one of these properties we had over here to the left. This is like the history of all the properties that we've gone through, and then obviously it's pages and pages. It's 4,400 pages, right? Let you know we've been looking at a lot of properties and been doing it for quite some time. So with that being said, and let you know we've been spending some money on marketing. So with Propstream, what it does, it tell you the owner information, where they live. As you can see, absentee owner, don't live here, property information, situation. It's going to tell you absentee owner, single family residence, individual home, non-occupied, they owned it for 30 years in Bexar County, assessment, all that information is right there. Estimated value 193, entity. So that means it's an entity name, is absentee owned. Then obviously there's a lot of stuff that's here, right? So you get to see exactly what's going on. So it might be a pre-foreclosure. But we're here, that's what we got. So if you go to comparable sales, this is what we're gonna look for. They got buyers, media note tasks. Propstream is a great system. If you guys looking for a good system to use to comp out some properties, about $100 a month. The link is definitely in the bio, so check it out.
Oh, I forgot it. Make sure you like the video. I'm doing a lot of hard work here. I want to make sure I get some kind of compensation out of it, just a like and a subscribe for future videos.
Waiting on my computer to load up. So as we go down, as you see, there's a lot of activity going on in this particular neighborhood, which is a good thing. So the way Propstream breaks it up is that when you first look up a property, it don't really give you any criteria outside of what sold in the last 6 months. That's within a quarter or half a mile radius, right? So when you see a lot of activity going in there, you can go ahead and go a quarter of a mile as opposed to a half a mile. The reason why we do that is because we try to get as much out of there as possible. Whenever you have 50 houses to come to, man, it makes it hard trying to figure out which one is accurate. So you just want to kind of clean it up, get as tight as you possibly can with the activity around the house, not necessarily everything, but just look at the activity that's very specific to the streets and blocks and all that good stuff. Got to do an update because I went a quarter mile, see if we can get some comps out of there. Okay, now we got 15 comps. We don't have 50. Now, obviously the ones in red are the ones that sold. The ones in like a dark blue is actually active. The ones in light blue are typically pending. So that's what we got. So these are all decent homes. Ours is a 2,400 square foot. Let's see what we got. That's 1,400 square foot. Not going to be a comp. 13. Not going to be a comp. Not going to be a comp. Okay, so we got an extremely large house. Let's see what this one is. It says it's already a comp. That's 2,500 square foot. So that's the closest thing we got to a comp over there. So this is one thing I want you guys to look at and pay attention when you're talking about comp and house. Let me get out of this and let me go back to property details. So we're gonna have to look at Google Street View. Right, when we talking about comp the property, whenever we go to a rehab estimate, we're gonna rehab the property up to the comp standards. So right here you can edit. As you can tell, right, this is the property, looks pretty clean on the outside. Everything is cookie cutter neighborhood. You can tell everybody very targeted area in San Antonio, right? Everybody about these type of houses because they're not old, they're not run down. You can tell this one looks like the worst house on the neighborhood too. Look at our yard here, right? That's all look run down, look like it needs to be cut. Landscaping looks bad. Neighbor's house. Landscaping on the neighbor's house looks pretty good. Landscaping on that one looks like it's mismanaged. Right? So that's what our house looks like. 2-story, 2-car garage, beautiful home. So whenever we go to compare, that's kind of what we're looking for. Right? We're gonna look at Google View to look at just a preliminary view of everything. But then we want to see exactly what it looks like. This one right here was built in 95. Ours was built in 88. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's, that's not the right house. Let me see. 95, ours built in 88. So it's from an appraisal standpoint, it may not appraise correctly, but this is what we got. So let's go with it because it is around the same size, same 2-car garage, 2-story home. Right, it's very, very close to what we have. Just looking on the outside to get ours look like this, we're gonna do some landscaping. It don't really look like a very made up house, right? It don't look like it's been renovated at all, not from the outside. Carpet everywhere, paint, light fixture. Carpet, paint, light fixture. Tile floor is probably the original from 95. So it's nice and clean as of right now. Look at the countertops. Countertops look like there's some kind of Formica, stainless steel appliances, which is updated. Nothing has happened in this kitchen since 95. This is all original. Nothing's new. Maybe they've changed the appliance or two, but that's about it. Light fixtures, it's all blah. It's just a clean house. That's all this is. So I don't know what kind of shape our property is right now, just looking at it, right? Going in there, taking a look at it. But just right now, looking at this comp, I know from my perspective that this house, the way it is right now, the way it's sold, when I'm thinking about my rehab, 90% of my rehab is going to be carpet, paint, light fixture. Then maybe you replace a door or two. But for the most, it's flooring, paint, light fixture. This one don't even have a light fixture. Look at the shower. That's the original shower. They didn't do anything but clean it up. So right now, my rehab budget on this particular house is probably going to be around $10 to $12 a square foot. And that's going to be all cosmetic. But even then, that 10 to 12 should give me new countertops. Right? They ain't even changed countertops in this. If I was going and improve my house, I'm going to make it about as nice as this, which really isn't nice. It's just clean. It's a move-in ready home. And it's a lot of square footage and cheap price, extremely cheap price. As you can tell, it's sold for more than what it was asking. So we took that as a comp. Right down here, that's one house. Let's look closer to it. That's 2,100 square foot. That was selling for 160. My goodness, that's cheap. All these are kind of small. So what I'm gonna do, since I'm running into a lot of small, I'm just gonna set recommended default. So typically when they do that, what Propstream is gonna do is gonna list everything. Ours is a 4-bedroom. It's gonna give me everything from a 3 to a 5 bedroom. Ours is a 2+1 bath. So it's gonna give me everything from a 1 to a 3. Ours is 2,400 square foot. It's gonna give me 500 plus and minus on the square footage. And then same thing for year built. Since I know year built, since I know lead restrictions, I'm just gonna go 1978 because at that point, you couldn't get lead-based paint, right? After that, they passed along, you couldn't paint houses with lead-based paint. So majority of these houses that are built in 88 to 78 are gonna be almost identical. Same thing here. I'm just gonna extend it to 98 because I feel that's a pretty good number. A lot of houses built the same around that time. So we still got a quarter mile. I'm gonna go out a half a mile since we set recommended. I'm gonna go out half a mile because this is gonna limit my criteria for my comps. So let's go back and take a look. So we go out half a mile. So literally look, as we can tell, my house was on the market for 206, right? I told you guys this person wanted full price on it. My house was on the market for 206, expired, canceled, right? So that lets you know that this particular seller wanted full price. But as you look at it, listed for 206 and it's 123 square foot. Now here, for whatever reason, Propelio isn't showing the pictures. So what I'll do is I'll grab this, I'll copy it, and I'll straight to Zillow, and I'll look it up on Zillow. The reason why I'm doing this, I want to see what the property looks like. That's my main goal and objective here, is just to see what the property looks like. If it looks good, check it up. Oh, give me a second, let it load. This is obviously not the property. So back up and running. Let's click it. Paste here. There's San Antonio. Let's click it. The whole objective is coming to Zillow is just to look at what the property looks like. Zillow got an estimate of 203. Not too far off from that. Maybe. So let's look at it. This is what it looks like. Click on blow it up. I'm just pretty proud of it. I don't know what that blue is, but I'm pretty sure 90% of homeowners aren't gonna like that. The landscaping still looks clean. That's about, I guess that's as good as I can get it. Look at that, that's out of date, guys. These mirrors are out of date. This is kind of an as-is home that they put on the market. Yeah, this is all the way. This is terrible. This was 2003, right? This was in 2003. That jacuzzi wasn't in when they built the thing. Right, in 88, that jacuzzi didn't look good. Maybe in 88, that jacuzzi did look good. But this is a master bath. Let's sell houses. Master baths, and kitchens. All right, so we got the living room, the kitchen. Come on. So this one is a house that's has good bones, right? It's a good property, but it's out of date. Hands down, all bathrooms and all kitchens need to be replaced. Everywhere you see tile that's blue and gray needs to be gone. And that's exactly what any investors want to do to it. That's exactly what the homeowner should do to it. So we got a pretty good telltale signs for what this property needs. It's probably going to need about $10 per square foot. If not, I will go ahead and say $15 per square foot. Bones are good, but it just needs a cosmetic makeup. And from our perspective, when we're doing this, you don't necessarily have to, obviously there's many you have to get rid of, but with the kitchen and kitchen cabinets, you don't necessarily have to get rid of the kitchen cabinets. Those still look pretty good. So if you change out the handle on those kitchen cabinets, you can still get away with using those kitchen cabinets. However, everything on this countertop backsplash, this whole wall has to be replaced or even painted just white. So this wall, maybe you can paint it just white and just replace this tile. But I would rather just re-sheetrock everything, get rid of the tile altogether, or maybe just paint all of this. I might probably paint all that. It might start getting expensive on me. But essentially you can get in and just change those countertops, stainless steel appliances, and then we're up to date and ready to run. Replace all this old lighting with recessed lighting. Same thing with the living room, is replace everything with recessed lighting. Boom. Oh, they already got one here. I would add a couple more. Still got that one. Paint all this, right? And now you got more of an update, modern feel. I already got the kitchen island. All you got to do is slap some granite on it and you're good to go. Bathroom, vanity from Home Depot, $200-300 vanity here. Place the mirror $50, $100 light fixture, and replace the toilet. Replace that, make it look white again. Get rid of the wallpaper. We're talking about a $2,000 bathroom max, probably a $1,200, $1,300 bathroom right there. Probably just get away painting all this white. You got some floor covering at Home Depot that you can put right over the garage floor. Makes it look pretty good. This right here is the same thing, floor covering. Probably paint the tile if you want to. You do enough with the kitchen and the bathrooms. I promise you won't have to do much out here. Just paint it and keep on rocking, or get rid of it however you want to do it. Put the gazebo right here. It looks like that needs to be updated. It's all old. But outside of that, that's what we got.
Hey, so tell me drop a property below if you need some help comping out a property. I'd love to do a video on it and actually show you what I think about the property. I could be right, I could be wrong. Who knows? I'm gonna comp it out to the best of my ability. That way you can get an accurate, more of an accurate ARV. And if you need to sweat a little bit, you can always move it 5 to 10 grand depending on what you get. But I want to help you out, truly. So with that being said, until next time, keep winning.